Okay, hello and welcome everyone into today's video. My name is Pranoy and today we are talking about how you can build a web application on top of the popular Northwind database. Now, just in case if you aren't aware, Northwind is a popular sample database that represents a small trading company, and it contains data like customers, orders, supplies, etc. Okay, so what I have here right now is a sample application which is called as Northwind. Now, this is just a blank application which is connected to the Northwind database. Okay, so you too can download this application if you go to our website, which is at5.co. And after your website, you want to go to this blog, which is titled "The Best Microsoft Access Alternative." And once you're in this blog, just start reading it. And once you are at this section, which is the prerequisites, you will find the download link for this application right over here. Okay, so now we are inside the development environment of 5. So first things first, let us run the app and see what our app looks like. So as we can see, it's a completely blank application. It has a dark theme attached to it. And of course, it has this default header bar, which is given to us by 5. Okay, so let us close this application. And now the next thing what we're going to do is we want to look at our data and how it looks like. So what you're going to do is you want to click on data, and now you want to click on database modeler. And once you click on database modeler, now you have the entire diagram for your database. So as you can see, we have a bunch of tables over here. So we have a table which is the order details. Then we have another table which is the orders. Similarly, we have one more which is products. We have categories, suppliers, shippers, employees, and customers. Okay, so that's our database. So let's get started with building our application. So first thing, what we want to do is let's get started with building a form for our customer table. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. So in order to build a form, what you want to do is you want to click on visuals and then click on forms. Okay, so in order to build your first form inside 5, what you want to do is you want to click on this button which says new form wizard, which is indicated by this lightning icon. So after you click on that, you will be greeted with this menu. So go ahead here, select your customers table. And as soon as you select the customers table, 5 automatically fills in rest of the information for you. Here, make sure you want to have this add menu item button as toggled, as basically activated. So what this does is whenever you have done building the form inside 5, if you have this toggled, it will automatically put this form into your end user application. Okay, so once you're done over here, go ahead and click on next. Okay, here let's just put in the customer ID as required. So this cannot be null, and except of including the customer ID in the list, let us include the name. So what that does is that whenever this form is displayed as a list, it is only going to show the customer name because we only have that selected. If you are selecting other things, they will also be basically displayed in the list. So right now we just have the name selected, so only the name is going to be displayed onto the list. Okay, so after you're done with here, go ahead and click on save. And bam, we have already built our first customer form. Okay, so let us just run the application and see what we have done right now. Okay, as you can see, our app already looks a lot different. We have some data and a form in our application already. So as you can see on top, we have our customers menu item. That's because we had the add menu item button as toggled. And here we have a bunch of data which is given to us by Northwind database. And if you click on one of them, you can basically edit anything that you want about any record over here. So yes, in a matter of minutes, you have already built your first form on top of the Northwind database inside 5. Okay, minimizing our end user application and going back into 5. Okay, so let's add a few more forms. So we're gonna click on the lightning icon again. And now let's select a new table. This time we can select the employees table. And again, 5 fills most of the information for me. Let's click on next. Let's make the employee ID as required, unselect it from the list, and let's just put the last name on the list. Let's click on save. And now we have our employees table of employees form ready. Let's do the same, but for our shippers table. So we go to a new form wizard. Now let's select shippers. Again, 5 fills up most of our information. Let's click on next. Required. Remove that from the list and add the shipper name onto the list. Click on save. And bam, we are done. Let's run our app and see what changes we have brought to our application. Okay, as you can see, we have 2 new menu items in our app. So one is our employees, so where you can see the last name of most of the employees. And if you click on it, you get all of the details. Similarly for the shippers, we get all of the shippers. We have Federal, Speedy, United, and when you get the details for all of the shippers as well. Okay, so now our application shows all of the customers, all of the employees, and all of the shippers. But now I want my application to show me each and every order that every customer has placed. So let's see how we can do that. So going back into 5. Okay, so here what we want to do is we want to add a new form. Here, select the orders table. This time we're going to disable the add menu item. And you'll see that in a second that why we did that. Go ahead, click on next. And as usual, you want to make sure that the order ID is required. And here, maybe put that in the list because really we're just getting the references because we are getting the primary keys for everything else. So it only makes sense that we have the order ID in the list. And then click on save. Okay, since now every customer makes an order and every order is directly related to a customer. So we want the orders to be displayed with the customers, but not as a separate form. And that is why we disabled the add menu item. So click on customers and then click on pages. Once you're inside pages, go ahead and click on the plus button to add a new page. Let's give it a caption for orders. And now you get the option to select a page type. So here you can have a list, join, grid, and action. Pretty self-explanatory. If you select list, the orders will be appeared as a list, and if you select them as a grid, they're gonna appear in an editable Excel-like grid. So I'll just select grid for this video, and quickly let's select action as orders. Let's click on save. Let's click on save again, and now let's run our application and see what changes we have brought. Okay, so what we did just now is that we added our orders form as a page inside our customers form. So now whenever you click inside any customer, you'll get this new tab which says orders. And now once you click it, you get to see every single order that the customer has placed into this grid, which is completely editable, and you can make any changes over here, which of course also includes drop downs and even date pickers. Okay, so in a matter of minutes, we have built a web application on top of the Northwind database. So we built an application which contains 4 forms, one for customers, employers, shippers, and then an orders form which is attached to our customers form as well. Okay, so if you like today's video, make sure to subscribe for our future content. And till then, thank you everyone, and see you all very soon.